Good evening, everyone. Welcome back for another reading. I already pulled the cards, and the energy was pouring in. And I apologize that it looks a little bit messy and disorganized, but I promise it's not. This is how I'm being guided to leave the cards, and we're going to go through them. There's quite a few on the board here, so we will definitely take the time to channel all the messages that our divine counterparts are wanting to share with us at this time. But definitely it's an ongoing message that resonates quite strongly around communication. So you'll see that that communication card is standing up there next to the candle, this beautiful candle with our divine counterpart, our divine masculines. And if you consider yourself to be a divine masculine, and the person that you're wanting to reconcile with or connect with is the divine feminine, she could be embodying divine masculine energy. So just take it how it resonates with your situation, but certainly don't allow the way that I channel it to dismiss anything that you may feel is a message for you. These are energies, right? It's not specifically for a gender, but when I channel, it's in terms of energy, just to clarify. So let's get started. So the Eight of Wands at the top there. So I was so happy to see that communication card keeps coming up. And that Seven of Swords was reversed. And we see that beautiful blue kyanite there protecting that energy, which indicates to me that's Archangel Michael anytime I see a blue energy. And we see that beautiful angel wing there right beside it. So he is safeguarding this communication, and nothing is going to creep up from behind to cause issues. And that could be, it doesn't need to be anything sinister or devious, but certainly even just within that divine masculine or that divine counterpart, they just are feeling excited. I'm feeling they don't want to be deceptive, only in the sense of not being honest and not sharing what they truly want to share, which is something they've been wanting to share for a very long time. So we're getting closer. I'm being guided here to this Page of Cups, and do you see how it's directly in front here of the Eight of Wands? So this is sweet, very flirtatious messages around the heart. And I'm not getting that it's going to be like super intense or in depth initially. It might just be a very brief encounter where they're just going to open up a little bit. But certainly a Page of Cups is a very beautiful energy to have and to receive. But certainly he's embodying, our divine counterparts are embodying that King of Wands. And you see he's very, very adamant. He's very serious. He's sitting up straight. He's confident. He knows what he wants. This isn't somebody that can be swayed anymore, or tricked, or deceived, or manipulated, or distracted, or tempted. All right. Again, that feather's there, and it's messages from the divine that I'm getting, and there's a pillow in behind my cards, and so that tells me even more around they've spent enough time resting, and they do think a lot when they're at home alone, lying down, resting, meditating, sleeping before bed, throughout the night, in the morning especially, I'm hearing. And that beautiful rose quartz that's right there beside him, just so much love here. And you see the pink cards as well. Really, really finally feeling and allowing that emotional body to be online and to really connect to emotions in a lot of different ways. And I feel like there's a lot of nostalgia and a lot of remembrance around past memories. If you spent time with your divine counterpart in the past, like historically, if you were together before, or even if you weren't in a relationship that's romantic and it's more of a friendship, or if you're colleagues, however your relationship would resonate with you, they're just really thinking about that a lot, and it brings them a lot of comfort. And it does provide a very strong foundation for them. Like, they really feel like it's solid, it's very powerful, it's very strong, it's reciprocal. They feel what we send them as well from our heart space. That's how much love we have for them as well, and they feel that. They feel that. So in terms of what they want to communicate, this is what they've thought about, and they've already sorted it out. And I'm happy to see the chariots here. And actually, it was on the other side now that I think of it. I was just moving the cards around earlier because I was curious to see what was underneath. But, this is what they dream of with this moon card in reverse underneath. They don't want to hold it within anymore. They don't want to just sit there and fantasize and dream about it. Nobody's going to change their mind. You see that? Look at that. And it's going to come in very quick. You're what they think about and dream about. It's nothing there. It's perfect. Not that anyone's perfect, but you embody everything that they're looking for. Because again, I'm channeling for people who have been on this journey for a while, so they've experienced all the things that they would have to experience to be able to know that you are the one that they want to spend hopefully their life with, if that's something that you want to do, or partner up with if it's for work purposes, or to be business partners, or just a very deep friendship, whatever it is. They really want to be able to spend time with you, but they're nervous. This is what they dream of long term, but to get there, it's going to require a lot of work. This isn't just something that's going to happen overnight. Even though these are all things that they think about and that they feel, it still takes time to manifest. It's going to take the commitment and the work on the part of both counterparts. And my dryer's going off, that's confirmation, in order to achieve this new beginning here with the Fool that's standing up. So, I love that Chariot, because I think they have already been in motion and movement and doing whatever it is that they've had to do in order to let go of all these burdens and distractions that would have prevented them from embodying that King of Wands and being crystal clear and very, very sure that you are what they want and this relationship is what they want. It supersedes all the other ones, okay, that they would have been encountering. And they're not juggling anymore, which is exactly what I was saying, and they're in balance. They don't want to be bored. They want to come out of this energy. They don't want to sit at home alone. They want to be able to get together and have fun, have drinks, laugh. And I'm hearing like it's almost like it's at a restaurant or a bar. I feel it's more like a bar, like in the evening, and there's music playing, and I can hear it's all like talking in glasses. That's like, and just kind of dishes and people just really having a great time. And if this is something that you used to do, is go out, listen to a band or listen to music or have a nice dinner, I get the sense that this is kind of like this energy here about, chatting with you about doing something like that again. It's coming. It's imminent. And you've provided that strength and stability. You stand tall. And you're like a block as well. Like, I feel like Michael's blocking, and it's the same energy I'm sensing from this strength card here. And Michael's also protecting this feminine as well to make sure that this masculine feels all the love, all the support. And we've removed so many blocks. And this is why I started my channel, was to make sure that those blocks could be removed for those who would need extra support in order to get to this communication. Because it always gets harder right at the time that twins are meant to really come back together, especially if there's been multiple attempts to do that and there was interference. My left ear is ringing. So when my left ear rings, it's just pay attention or caution. So yeah, I think it's because of, and I always have to pay attention to what I was saying when my ear was ringing. So this is how I've developed my skills, and this is how I connect with my guides, and this is how they communicate with me. So they just want us to be really mindful, and this is all beautiful energy, but realistically there are still those energies out there. That's why this protection's here, and that's okay, and that's not something we focus on negative things, but it's just to be aware that there could be things lingering around. So just be really cautious. My advice is just to keep it private. It's not that there's anything wrong or it's secretive or anything like that. It's just to safeguard things until you both have the opportunity to have these discussions, to spend some time together to decide what it is that you want without the pressure of the outside world. Because much of the work that we've been doing leading up to this has been in the spiritual, has been with telepathy, has been with mindfulness, and with our guides, both in the spirit and the physical. You know, we all have support in all areas. And it's time for justice. It's time for justice. And they're not going to allow this devil energy to have control anymore. Nothing they do is going to work. Everything's like been removed, so they have no power. Okay? They have no power. Do you see how it's right above this Nine of Cups? He stands tall here. Okay, we're going to put the Justice card here, because I feel like that is a thing of the past. Like even the ways that this masculine would have been toxic, like he really knows why things happen the way that they did, what is required to make this communication successful. He's put a lot of thought into it. He's still going to be nervous. He might stumble, might not get it all right, but he's confident. Like a King of Wands can't be shook. They're confident, they're passionate, and very, very stoic, and very sexual as well. I really don't want to be channeling that for tonight, but certainly, yeah, the Golden Arts, that's a Golden Art Tarot. And I always take any extra cards, and that to me represents the divine. And so it's like a fresh, brand new start here. This represents like the outside world, and this is the inside. This is what's on the inside. They're not ready to share it with the world. They're ready to share it with you in private. All right. And once it's the right time, it'll come in steps. So the Eight of Pentacles, so I'm really happy to see that, because that is hard work, and I feel like they're busy right now, so this might not come in right away. Like today is Tuesday, so January 14th, so we're only in the early part of the week. So if you have like a work schedule that's like a Monday to Friday, that's my case. For both of us, that's the schedule we have. You know, work is going to take precedent, which obviously that's very normal. But just know that he is thinking about this concurrently while he's working, which is very distracting, and it requires a lot of focus and attention for him to get his work done. But he is determined and he is focused to clear up whatever needs to be cleared up so we can make room and time for this. And when I say clear, it's just like work stuff. It's like tasks. And he's quite disciplined and organized. And it's also coming up with a plan, like putting in a lot of effort to come up with a good plan, because he wants it to be perfect. I'm getting that again. I keep hearing like practicing, and he's replaying, like doing role playing in his head, replaying old conversations in his mind that where he wished he would have said something different, trying to remember some of the things you would have shared where he was being stubborn in the past and didn't want to listen. You know, it's tough. So they want me to lift up this Ace of Wands and put it right behind that beautiful king. Do you see that? This is, yeah, it's very phallic. Sometimes it comes through like that for me, and there's going to be, a lot of flirting, and he does fantasize in a sexual way as well. And he knows that this is going to be an exciting, fresh new start. And there's something to be said about being able to finally accept this energy in a way where there's no deception, where there's nobody in the background, there's no confusion, there's no potential of a person here or there. They have legitimately cleaned up everything. So they're free and clear because they don't want to feel guilty anymore. They don't want to risk anything anymore because it didn't feel good to have those things lingering in the background. And I'm getting even as far back as, like, say they were still in contact with even an ex partner that they claimed was just a friendship. There was still a few ties lingering. And I'm not saying that that was wrong or there was deception with that on their part. But there's more of an understanding that even that was taking up time and energy, in a sense that I feel that there was potentially multiple people kind of out there in the background that he had ties to for whatever reason. And that's extremely stressful. Like, that would definitely create a Ten of Wands, but it's reversed because it's done. Got rid of it all. Because I feel those things would have been in place if you were already in a relationship. And that's why it's taken such a long time. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because the divine would expect that work to be done in that way. Because you cannot come back into union after being awakened to what this love is with any toxicity. That's why this card's standing up and it's being protected and safeguarded. Because it's very clear that he does not ever want to come in like that again, because he knows, Divine Feminine, you've been there, you've been strong, you've been doing your work, and you kept going and you just kept pushing. And even though you were disappointed, you might have been hurt, you could feel that these things were there, you trusted, and you allowed for that to happen. Now, when I say it, I know I say it in a way that sounds like, oh, it's just easy peasy. No, I realize how difficult that would have been. And he also, I believe, is finally acknowledging that and letting that energy come in, allowing himself to feel and empathize what it would have been like for you to go through what you went through. So these are all things that we've communicated through thoughts and feelings with each other through that energetic field. That third energy is so beautifully clear and it's flowing really, really nice. It's just, it hasn't been spoken with words. Because you do that work, not everything's going to have to be spoken with words, because you've done that work. That is still legitimate work. It's legitimate. I know it is. I believe that what will be spoken will be what's truly important, and will probably be what could still be lingering in terms of hurt feelings or things that didn't work before, and the lessons that were learned, and to make sure that things are clear and answer questions and make sure there's no doubt of anything. So for example, these past people are gone. And of course, I'm not getting that they want to talk about these exes per se, but just to clarify for the divine feminine that don't worry. I know, like, I know that these things were not good, and I took care of it. I took care of it. So look at that. That's going to bring us victory, right? Victory, that's what he wants. See all the lessons here? These are all the lessons that they learned. Okay? They're not hung upside down anymore. They've surrendered to the fact that this can be successful, that it will be victorious. And in order for the victory to come in, they have to allow this new beginning. And do you see how this new beginning is looking this way? And it's because it's coming back. It's coming back full circle. And the heart is at the center of this whole situation here. It's the love. He knows it's the love. It's very mature. This masculine's matured in a massive way. And he's even shocked himself in terms of the progress that he's been able to make. Okay. There's no more. I'm shocked. It took a massive shift here. So there's no more toxicity around the Egyptian timeline. For those of you who have been able to do past life regression work from that specific timeline and those specific energies, that's a very tricky era and time period to have incarnated in and to have spent energy and time in. It's very, very challenging. It's going to be different for everybody out there, but this is a very important message. If you've been doing that work specifically, and you'll know what I mean, I don't want to talk about that. That's not the purpose of this reading, but it's very important to see that. Do you see these? That's the shadow, that's the light, and it's in balance, perfectly balanced, so the chariot can move forward with ease and comfort and stability. And that devil energy is underneath and behind this chariot. This chariot's in control, and this masculine's standing up, and he's got control of the shadow and the light from this time period. Okay, most people that I used to work with when I started doing energy healing and Reiki, for example, the majority, I would get flashes for those people from those timelines, specifically in Egypt. And I noticed very quickly that almost every single person I was working with, that was happening. So I believe a lot of us spent time there. And I'm so happy to see this, because it took quite a few years for me to clear out the karma and to really sort out my gifts and the energy and some of the issues that I reincarnated with from those lives, because it wasn't easy. There was a lot of magic, quote unquote, used, not always in good ways. And in my situation, I was able to channel and see specifically what would have happened prior to my death and after my death, and what occurred with my esophagus. So the way that they would embalm at that time period, I was brought back to all of those things, and some of these processes were not done correctly. So those were things that I had to clear and reset, and basically take my power back and claim my life back. Okay, even though that life is over, my soul obviously always lives, right, forever. Our energy never dies. So and these things were not easy things to do. And there was no way I would have been able to do that if I was still in a relationship with this individual. There was no way. even all this healing I've done, I would not have been able to achieve that if I was. So they're just bringing my attention. So just to be clear, like, it's physical, okay? We're always connected. I was always connected to him spiritually, energetically, and that safeguarded my ability to do that work. Because if I traveled, I could always feel that he was with me, make sure that I was safe. But in the physical, there was physical space between us in order to allow for that work to be done. And that's not easy to do because it's very difficult to find people that have training in these areas. It can be very costly and very expensive, but it's worth it because, in my opinion, without healing and clearing those blocks, I wouldn't be able to be where I am today and feel the peace that I feel today. And I truly understand how to channel energy in a way that's safe for me and that I feel comfortable with now. And I'm really, really careful with where I pull my energy from and which beings of, any kind of beings that I ask for help from, because that's important as well. You have to be very discerning. And no judgment, I don't want to speak to that because that's individual and that's for everyone to sort out on their own. But certainly, I'm just shocked that this message came through here, because I never know why I'm being guided to turn my camera on, right? And when I pull cards, I've never received that message in cards ever. I've been doing this for many years, so I'm just a little bit taken aback here, but in a good way. That's amazing, 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 amazing. Do you see the Three of Cups right here in the background? That's balanced. They're going to be in balance. So when we finally get together for this date or get whatever, we're going to do, it's going to be great. It's going to be okay. Don't fret. Don't have fear. You have to have faith. But at the same time, you have to release and let go. That's how you manifest. You can't sit there and wait and expect it to come, but you just trust that it will. And many of us have been able to really work through that in a really positive way, and we are really, really in power and our strength, and we are carrying on the best that we can, having learned all these lessons. So congratulations, that's wonderful. So I'm just going to leave us with a few extra messages here. So there's 4. All right. That's amazing. All right. So let's see here. Gratitude. They are so grateful, and they can't wait to be intimate and have closeness again like this in the physical, like touch. Even just have have you lay on their lap while they stroke your hair and just sit quiet and just enjoy that time together without even talking. So be thankful. A grateful heart is like a magnet drawing toward it a wealth of abundance. This is how they feel, right? And see how that matches that crystal almost perfectly there. That's beautiful. So now I'm being guided to this growth card here. This is the growth that I've talked about. You see this energy right here? This is like the phoenix rising again. It's like a rebirth here. After all the lessons, the clouds are there, but you're fine. You're standing out in the lights right above here. All the messages, all the lessons. It's like the Akashics are. See here, accept the lesson. When things don't go our way, something more important to the growth of our soul is in the works. This is past energy. This is what we work through, okay? So we know we've manifested it. We know it's there. Look how those colors also blend nicely together. They don't want me to cover up the that communication card. So dance, and look at that. Maybe this is what this is going to be. We're gonna dance. Like very flirty, have fun, enjoy it. They're saying have fun. Have fun. And I'm hearing the toasting of glasses again. And of course connect, right? This is again confirmation for this Eight of Wands here that we're going to connect in a very powerful way. This is feminine here. And look. Trust. Stay focused. Keep your eye on the prize is what I'm hearing. Find your center. When we stay connected to our spiritual core, the best and most advantageous path unfolds before us. That's basically what I just said around the manifestation, that trust, we know. We already downloaded all this. We already know. And hold on. But, you know, stay strong and keep pushing and do your thing. And it'll come. And it's not like we'll be caught off guard because we know it's coming, but we'll be caught off guard because we do our thing every day, and it's going to be like, oh yeah, you know, it's just a very stable, solid energy that I feel here. And I'm just so proud of everyone. And it's tremendous work. Tremendous work. They're so in their feelings. They're so in their feelings. It's time. I can feel it. It's coming. I can hear the bells ringing as well. So when I hear that, that's like success in my opinion, and it's celebration. So that's in the realms. They are celebrating, and they're saying congratulations. You've earned it. Enjoy it. Savor every moment. And that Ace of Wands, you know, it could lead to a very romantic night as well. And they've grown more mature as well, and they want to show you that. They want to show they have control of their emotions now, and they're not players, and they're not out there doing things they shouldn't be doing anymore. They've really grown up. Even if they're older, you know, sometimes, you know, where we have our trauma and where we were hurt is where we're stuck, and that's really where you have to start. Sometimes it can go as far back as in utero, past lives, like I said, if you were little as well, if there's any trauma, childhood trauma. So the majority of that work has been done, and this is who they are now. So congratulations, Divine Masculine. I'm so proud of you, Divine Feminine. Equally proud of you. And leave me comments and let me know if this resonates, and if you receive communication. It's really nice to see that some of the people that are listening are starting to comment, so it's very exciting for me to see that some of the messages are resonating with others out there, and such an honor and privilege to be able to channel for everyone. And I wish you all the best and sending you all the love and light. Take great care.